Now at 10, we've been dealing with light snow across the region. How long will this last? I'll let you know.
Plus, Freeman Hospital has advice for dealing with the growing problem of type 2 diabetes in southwest Missouri. And
the 4 states' most watched news starts now.
the wintry weather will stay with us a bit longer. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Yeah, this is our first snow of the season. Not a big one, but of course we haven't had it for about 9 months across the region. Thankfully, temperatures have been hovering just above freezing, so most of our roads are just wet, but watch the bridges and the overpasses as temperatures kind of sit right at freezing tonight. There are going to be a few slick spots. Earlier today, 42. A low today was 28 degrees. You can see most of us 33, 34 degrees outside. And the heaviest snow is now pushing off toward the east. We have a dry slaughter, a dry punch of air, which is working in. So it's been cutting off on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side, but picking up in southwestern parts of Missouri. Now, this whole backside is going to kind of rotate through, so even Pittsburgh, Joplin, you are going to get some more light snow as we go through the overnight hours tonight. So I'm going to give you those details, and we'll look at the rest of the week here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. A captain from the Joplin Police Department spent some time away from the department receiving extra training to better serve the community. KOAM's Jalen Banks has more.
Captain William Davis of the Joplin Police Department spent the last 13 weeks at the University of Louisville Southern Police Institute, learning ways on how he can better serve the department and the city of Joplin.
In-depth leadership development program for law enforcement executives to go and learn and try to gain insight and knowledge on different policing practices that are going on.
Captain Davis says that there are 3 things he hopes to bring back to the department and city.
Overall, the different styles of leadership, kind of defining what leadership type and role that I want to play in not only the department but also throughout my life and things of that sort. The different kind of models of policing that are out there. There's historically been several different models that have worked. Some of them work great, some of them haven't worked at all. And learning from all these other agencies and the practices that they've put into play to reduce crime.
Captain Davis assures that his training will not only benefit the department, but Joplin as a whole.
Model going forward, what can we utilize, what's going to work best here in the city of Joplin, and those are the things that we're going to be looking at to see what we can do to help have a positive impact on things not only operational here in the department, but again for the people that live here, that work here, that commute through Joplin. So that's the ultimate goal that we're going to strive to achieve.
In Joplin, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
Today was Captain Davis's first day back in the office. Authorities have charged a Lamar, Missouri business owner with the theft of thousands of dollars worth of payments and goods. The prosecutor is charging 54-year-old Dennis Masters with 4 counts of felony stealing in separate cases. Masters owns the Rustic Barn Flea Market in Lamar. Today is World Diabetes Day. There are 2 types of diabetes. Type 1 is a genetic condition. Type 2 diabetes develops over time, is often lifestyle related. While there is no cure for type 1 diabetes, type 2 can be prevented and treated. Susan Pittman, a program coordinator for Diabetes Education Clinic at Freeman, says the number of diabetes cases is 6% higher in southwest Missouri than for the rest of the state. She says type 2 diabetes can be prevented, possibly treated, by making simple, healthier life choices. Cutting carbohydrates down is one of the preventative ways. Exercise can make a difference as well.
When we're exercising, we're burning more fuel. When we use our muscles, they use a lot of glucose. And so the body just becomes more efficient at the regulation of blood sugar when we exercise.
Pittman says sometimes people don't realize they have diabetes and may live with it for a while before getting a diagnosis. She encourages people to access health care for screenings, especially if they have a family history of diabetes. The Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas is launching a new education program which lets students get paid hourly while they train for a new career. The Pediatric Dental Residency Program is a 12-week course which trains pediatric dental assistants at no cost. The catch, they have to agree to employment with CHCSEK after completing the program.
Give it a try. I mean, I think a lot of people are surprised how rewarding a career it could be and making an impact. You don't always have to be the practitioner, but being able to assist in that situation and having, especially when a kid at the end is ready to give you a high five or, leaves with a happy smile on their face and are excited to come back, that's rewarding.
That program begins on January 2nd. City of Pittsburgh today announced Battalion Chief Taylor Cern has been appointed to the position of Fire Chief. That decision came after former Fire Chief Dennis Riley announced his retirement earlier this year. The Pittsburgh Fire Department says Cern is a native of Altamont, Kansas, and has lived in Pittsburgh for 20 years. Cern joined the Pittsburgh Fire Department in March of 2005 and has held multiple positions at the department, most recently Battalion Chief. Missouri deer hunters fared a little bit better in the opening weekend of firearms deer season this year compared to last. Preliminary data from the Missouri Department of Conservation shows hunters killed more than 93,000 deer over the weekend. That's compared to fewer than 90,000 in the opening weekend of the 2021 firearms season. Of those taken this year, more than 55,000 were antlered bucks. That's 800 more than for the same period last year. The Missouri counties with the most deer killed on opening weekend were Franklin, Texas, and Callaway counties in that order. Experts expect an uptick in deer-related crashes this time of year. It always happens during deer season, which runs from October through December. There's a dramatic increase in the movement of the deer population, resulting in more deer vehicle collisions during this period than any other time of year. A local vehicle repair shop says there's been an increase they've seen in deer-related collisions.
Chance of that happening is the highest because we're in the deer mating season. It's called the rut. And what happens is you have bucks chasing does, so you have a lot of movement, and some of that movement goes across roads, across streets, across highways, and because of that, this is the time of year when people need to be on the lookout for deer crossing roads.
According to Missouri law, a person who's hit and killed a deer with their car may claim the deer carcass. However, this can happen only if written authorization to possess the deer is granted by a Missouri Department of Conservation agent. There are some new fish at Gun Park Lake in Fort Scott, Kansas. The Kansas Department of Fish and Wildlife today restocked the trout in the lake for trout season. That season kicked off on November 1st.
It's the fact that they like to get out. They love to be able to fish here. They love fishing, and they love to be able to fish here. And the opportunity to catch some trout like that close to home is very rewarding, and it really is a neat opportunity.
Anglers 16 and older will need an adult permit and a fishing license. Kids 15 and younger will only need a youth trout permit. Coming up, police make an arrest in the fatal shootings on the campus of the University of Virginia.
Students on the University of Virginia campus are in disbelief after one student guns down 3 others. I'm Deborah Alfarone in Charlottesville, Virginia, where police are trying to figure out why this happened.
Plus, a Southeast Kansas veterinarian offers tips on keeping our pets safe in the cold weather. The Biden administration has stopped taking applications for its student loan forgiveness program after a federal judge in Texas declared it unlawful. The Department of Education says it'll hold the applications of the 26 million people who've already applied for relief of up to $20,000. The administration has appealed the ruling. Police say a University of Virginia student shot 5 other students last night, killing 3 players on the school's football team and injuring 2 others. The suspect was a member of the team in 2018, but authorities have not revealed a motive yet. Reporter Deborah Alfarone is on campus in Charlottesville with details on his apprehension.
Pardon me.
In the middle of a press conference, University of Virginia Police Chief Timothy Longo heard the news everyone had been waiting for.
We just received information the suspect is in custody. Just need a moment to thank God.
Authorities say 22-year-old Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. was apprehended without incident in suburban Richmond, about 80 miles from campus.
We've charged him with 3 counts of second-degree murder.
Campus officials say Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry were killed as they returned from a field trip.
Chris got up, pushed Lavelle.
Sophomore Ryan Lynch was on the bus with Jones. She says he yelled at some students before opening fire.
And there just kept coming more and more gunshots. And so we thought he was going to shoot everyone in the bus.
I'm sorry.
The suspect's father, Chris Jones Sr., last spoke to his son a month ago.
Said some people was picking on him or whatever. He didn't know how to handle it. I just told him, no, just go to school. Don't pay him no mind.
The shooting caused a 12-hour lockdown here on campus. Students had to shelter in place overnight as authorities searched for the suspect building by building.
They sent the notification that was like, run, hide, like fight. So we're like, oh my God.
The university's threat assessment team was aware of Jones from 2 incidents in the last 2 years. One about possessing a gun, though a weapon wasn't found, and a hazing incident. But in that case, the witnesses did not cooperate. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Charlottesville, Virginia.
Authorities say the charges of second-degree murder will likely be upgraded as investigators uncover more information. UVA, as you might expect, has canceled classes for tomorrow. President Biden today sat down with the Chinese President Xi Jinping in Indonesia ahead of this week's G20 summit. It's the first time they've met face-to-face after 2 years of accusations, warnings, and threats. President Biden hopes to press the Chinese leader on everything from Russia's war in Ukraine to North Korea's nuclear ambitions and the future of Taiwan. Xi called on Mr. Biden to, quote, chart the right course and, quote, elevate the relationship between China and the U.S. Still ahead, tips on keeping our pets safe during this wintry weather.
Plus, we still have some light snow sticking around the next few hours. Those details coming up next. Well, of course, a wintry day for us today. The clouds, the chilly temperatures, rain worked in. Then we switched over to light snow across the region. Still have periods of light snow out there right now. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Now, thankfully, most of the snow hasn't mounted too much. Temperatures have been above freezing, so most of the accumulation has been on the grassy surfaces or decks, cars. Most of the roads have stayed just wet, but as we sit right around freezing for us tonight, watch out for a few slick spots as we go into the morning hours. But look at the bands of light to moderate snow around Joplin, about 1/4 to 1/2 inch on the grassy surfaces. There have been some heavier amounts in our western counties and then also down in extreme southwestern Missouri. Some areas have picked up an inch, 1.5 inches of snow, but you can see it's slowly starting to wind down outside for us right now. Cutting off a bit on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Still a band in southwestern parts of Missouri. So we can zoom into that from Bentonville, Pineville, Jane, Anderson, Goodman, over toward Cassville, Purdy, Exeter, Monette, Aurora, and then up toward Mount Vernon. Still a pretty good band of light to moderate snow. Outside of that, just kind of light snow showers across the region. There's a dry punch of air that is coming in. This is actually called the dry slot, which is supposed to happen with these storm systems. But you can see that dry air kind of curling up in the south central parts of Missouri. So we're on the back side. It looks like most of the snow is going to wind down over the next few hours, especially Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, and also Arkansas. On the back side here, we're still going to have some light snow showers. Our northern counties, really from Parsons, Pittsburgh, Lamar points north until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Then we just kind of go to flurries as we go into the morning. So we're going to start with the clouds, but we'll have the flurries. So chances will start to taper off for the rest of the night for rain and snow showers. Temperatures sitting 33, 34 degrees, so it is cold. We can look at 7th and Range Line. You can still see some light snow spitting out there. The roads look mainly wet, but again, just be careful. 33 northerly winds at about 5. Humidity is at 92%. The rest of the night, light snow showers, then flurries, cold, 32, clouds stick into the morning hours, but eventually we're going to get sunshine as we get into tomorrow afternoon. By the noon hours, still a lot of clouds, By the afternoon, partly sunny skies looking better. Tomorrow night's going to be cold. We drop back lower 20s. And then as we go into Wednesday afternoon, partly sunny skies, another little front works in, so this keeps us into the upper 30s for afternoon highs. Day planner tomorrow, 32 in the morning, 37 by noon. Sunshine by late, high temp right around 41 degrees, upper 30s on Wednesday. Back to 43 Thursday, back down to 36 Friday. Start to warm up a little bit over the weekend, mainly dry this week, but rain chances really increase next week as we go into the week of Thanksgiving. So we'll focus on that as we go through the next few days.
A lot of Pitt State fans are focused on Saturday specifically. They have that home playoff game.
Good.
A little chilly.
A little chilly, but we can handle that.
Yeah, of course. Football weather.
Yes.
Thanks, Doug. Hey, as we brace for winter weather in the 4 states, remember our furry friends are dealing with the cold weather as well. They don't even like football. Dogs, cats, and other animals can struggle during the cold weather. Short-haired animals are particularly sensitive to the cold.
They need a really good dog house or a cat house, a box to get into, if not at home, which I think in the house would be the best, obviously. But a good insulated dog house with lots of bedding. Straw is the best if you can find it.
Pets can even die from prolonged exposure to cold weather, so keep that in mind. Watch out for those pets. Danny joins us now. Missouri Southern's Lacey Stokes, no surprise, earns conference honors today.
Yeah, she's helped lead the Lions to a 4-0 start this season. We'll have more details on that coming up. And Carthage is one of 8 teams remaining in the Class 5 playoffs. Hear from the team next. Missouri Southern's Lacey Stokes is named the MIAA Women's Basketball Athlete of the Week. It's the 6th time the sophomore is being recognized for the honor. Stokes led the Lions to wins over Henderson State and Harding this past weekend. In those 2 games, she averaged 22 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1.5 steals. Carthage football claimed the district title on Friday for the first time since 2019. The Tigers are 10-1 and enter the next round of the playoffs on an 8-game winning streak. Carthage travels to Lebanon for the state quarterfinals this Saturday. Lebanon also has just 1 loss this season, and they average 46 points per game. But the Tigers are ready for the challenge. Led by 22 seniors, they're hungry to bring another championship back home.
Ever since my sophomore year, I've been playing, and we just fell short the last 2 years. It's frustrating because we knew we could have done it because we beat Webb both of those years. It feels good to finally advance, and we're ready for it, ready for a shot.
We came into the year with 22 seniors, which we've never had before. These guys have got a lot of experience, a lot of maturity, and then they've gained both of those things throughout this season. So to get us to this point, I think that's been huge.
Pittsburgh State is headed to the Division II playoffs for the 19th time in program history and first since 2014. The 28-team bracket was revealed on Sunday. The Gorillas earned the 3 seed in Super Region 3, and they get to host a first-round game. Pitt State will face the University of Indianapolis on Saturday at 1 p.m. The Greyhounds are 9-1, while the Gorillas enter the postseason with a perfect 11-0 record.
There's no better place in the country to play than right here, and so we're excited to be able to host, that first-round home game here. But I think our guys will be excited to go play wherever we need to go play throughout this. So, but certainly that first home one is pretty special.
It just makes it way more fun knowing people care about our success and how we contribute to the town. So it kind of plays a role hand in hand with each other. When they get loud cheer for us, it gives us confidence to just play harder through the whole game.
Kansas City beat Jacksonville 27-17 on Sunday, and now they own the best record, 7-2 in the AFC. The Chiefs' defense recorded 5 sacks in the game, including this one here. Carlos Dunlap and Chris Jones swarmed Trevor Lawrence for a 3rd down stop, and that marks Dunlap's 100th career sack.
Being able to get that accomplished is a huge milestone and accomplishment that, as a young player coming to the league, that was a goal playing 10+ years, getting 100+ sacks to be in that elite category of the guys who have ever done it. So get that done today, and to share it with a guy who has potential to be up there as well was a very special moment.
Chiefs, first place again in the AFC. Once again, they're in a position to control their destiny as long as they keep winning.
Yeah, in a really good spot. So we'll see how the next few weeks go.
I think they're going to go well. That's my prediction. I also predict we'll be right back after this. Take time now to honor a local veteran. William Atchison served in the U.S. Navy from 1965 to 1967. His hometown, Atchison, Kansas, and we are proud to salute Engineman Second Class William Atchison, different spelling, a four-state hero. The Joplin Parks and Recreation Department is giving kids a chance to win a Thanksgiving turkey for the family. All you have to do is bring your kid to the Boys and Girls Club Gymnasium at 317 Camingo Avenue this Friday, 6 p.m. Kids from kindergarten through 8th grade will have the chance to compete in a basketball free throw contest. Winners can receive a free Thanksgiving turkey or gift cards to Academy Sports and Outdoors. It's cold out there. The snow has been falling through much of the evening. Is it still falling out there?
Yeah, it's spitting in spots, so we are going to have periods of light snow the next few hours. Starting the day with clouds, we will get some sunshine by the afternoon. Chilly, high temp of only 41.
Final sports notes.
Well, I've learned my lesson shooting football the last few weeks that I need to prepare a little bit more with the hand warmers and the gloves and things because we still have more football to play. Pitt State on Saturday, Carthage on Saturday as well.
Parka, insulated socks, electric socks if you can find them.
Everything. I need everything.
Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.